one, don't make assumptions. The autism spectrum is just that, a spectrum disorder. So don't make assumptions. Treat us like the individuals that we are and not what you expect us to act like.
Autism is a developmental disorder which affects one's ability to socialize and communicate. More than 3.5 million Americans suffer from this disorder, and 52% of these are high-functioning and are categorized under the name Asperger's syndrome. Life on the autism spectrum can be challenging, yet history is riddled with astounding Asperger's success stories, such as Albert Einstein, Wolfgang Mozart, and Tim Burton. We spoke to some remarkable people with first-hand experience with this disorder to see just what it takes to find success on the spectrum.
The young adult in my life with Asperger's is my daughter Steffanie. Living with Asperger's has brought some unique challenges in our lives. One of them is that she has different sensory issues. So a couple ways that we help her deal with that is we make sure that she has a lot of time before we go out, and if we're going to be out in public for a long time, she'll have 2-3 hours by herself to be nice and fresh before she goes out. Another thing that she does is she takes earplugs with her to kind of help with any auditory overload that she might experience. Another thing that we've noticed is that she seems to take things with a more literal perspective than other people her age, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the nuances of different things that we're talking about.
My mom has always been very supportive and very encouraging of me. When I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, I was very scared. I thought it meant that I wasn't going to be able to lead a full and complete life because now I have this big handicap on myself. I didn't get very far in that thinking because my mom told me this is not a weakness, this is not a disability, this is not a life sentence. We're going to use this as an opportunity to understand why you think the way you do, why you react the way you do, and we're going to whittle down your weaknesses so that they're more like flags rather than big stumbling blocks.
When Steffanie was little, she was just an amazingly brilliant child. She surprised me more than once. She had actually taught herself to read, and the day that after she turned 4 years old, I caught her reading a book. So the academic stuff came very easy for Steffanie. Our challenge was in presenting material. Sometimes we had to present things in a way that were less stressful than she might find in a regular classroom. We had to make sure she had a lot less distractions.
Most often, the autistic individuals and Asperger's extremely bright, gifted, very, very gifted, can do anything except the socializing is crippling them.
Academically, I did pretty well. I graduated with silver cords. It would have been gold if I hadn't done a crazy stint in online homeschooling in freshman year. And in freshman year, there wasn't a lot of autism awareness in my school, and I think they were just trying to learn how to cope with me.
Well, the way I would help that population would be similar to how I would help all of the students. The student, if they were comfortable coming to me and telling me that they have a disability, if they are autistic or they're high functioning, we would talk to them specifically about what difficulty they have, because each individual is different. So some autistic individuals have difficulty with sensory issues or with socializing or with verbalizing. We would talk about what their needs are, and then I would talk to them about what accommodations we could provide to them here at the college, which would vary case by case.
So most of my academic challenges revolve around time management. I am a perfectionist, and I will not turn in an assignment until I am satisfied with it. This usually leads to me spending more time on an assignment than I actually have. However, despite the fact that some of my assignments have been turned in late, I have still been able to maintain a 3.5 or a 4.0 in most of my college classes.
Again, it's case by case, but as a general rule, time management, the ability to do their projects in time, the ability for them to turn their homeworks in, and also being comfortable in social situations. Those would be my top three.
Most of the challenges I've had in social situations had to do with me excessively talking about a favorite TV show or favorite movie that I was currently fixated on. It wasn't until I was an adult that my mom told me when you're talking to people and they respond a certain way and they take the conversation away from the topic that you're on, you need to go with the flow, let the conversation go in that direction so that it's easier for people to talk to you.
So tips for high school and college. Giving the students some one-on-one attention, helping them to understand social cues, and giving them encouragement. All of those things are very beneficial for kids with Asperger's. The encouragement part, I think, especially because there tends to be a lot of stress and anxiety in kids with the Asperger's. And if they have someone in their lives who is very encouraging and can ask them the right questions and give them the time to figure out those answers for themselves, then that is something that is very helpful to the students.
So thanks to my mom and her guidance in how to navigate through social situations, talking with people is a lot less awkward and a lot less embarrassing to look back on. And I now know the warning signs and the flags to be able to know this is where I need to take the conversation.
As a parent and a teacher of a child with Asperger's, I would just say to really embrace the uniqueness that each person with Asperger's has. Let them know what an amazing person that he or she is. Asperger's does not have to be a disability or a label that hinders people from living a full life. When we can integrate and incorporate the different ways that they see life, then it empowers them to see that they have the ability within themselves to face everyday challenges that they're going to have to face out in the world.
I will be graduating from Mott Community College in June. I will be leaving Mott with both an associate's degree in general studies and a certificate of achievement in the media arts department. So I'm very excited about getting both. After I leave Mott, I will be going to a Catholic media college in California. That is going to be my first time out west, away from my family. After I graduate from that college, my dreams are to be an award-winning screenwriter.
My hope for my daughter's independence, she is such an amazing, vibrant young woman who is so full of life. I don't see any reason why she shouldn't be able to go out and make it on her own and do whatever she wants to do. She has some really good relationships with friends and family that she can turn to, and I think she's going to do great.
I have friends and family who go the extra mile for me every day, and I am so lucky to have them. I love them all so much. And if you're one of them and you're watching this, thank you.
It is clear that individuals living with Asperger's syndrome, although uniquely challenged, are not handicapped. They can accomplish anything they set their minds to. With a little support and individual attention, they can find success on the spectrum.